Hello, everybody. This is Tony Hager with Takedown Wrestling and IA Russell, and we're joined today with Clayton Rush and the Nike Hot Seat. How are we doing today, Clayton?
Pretty good, yo.
Great, man. Well, we've got some great news. You've got some good news. You are going to be coaching at Alburnett next year.
Yep. Looking forward to the opportunity. A little bit of a change for me going from college to high school, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm up for challenges, so never back down on them before. So,
You're going to be replacing Kane Thompson, who replaced Blake Williams, and there's a little bit of you guys kind of all have a relationship with each other. How'd this all come about?
the Prairie job came open, and I pursued that. And I knew Blake from I student taught with Blake when I was a senior in college, and then so he had contacted me and um, applied for that, interviewed for it. Kane ended up with the job. I think which is still a pretty good fit for him in Prairie School District, but. And then once Kane left Alburnett, obviously I applied there, who I also student taught with, and fortunately interviewed for it and got the job, and really looking forward to it.
So we've a co-standout. You ended up being one of the most decorated wrestlers at Co. You came from Illinois into Iowa. What pointed you in the Iowa direction?
Well, as a kid, I would always come over here and wrestle. Start out the year in November, just because Iowa kids wrestling started earlier, and then just kind of going through high school. I was recruited by Coach O from Co. Watched him duel Augustana. I think it was my freshman or sophomore year in high school. So Co. kind of got on the radar then, and I guess just through the recruiting process and knowing the type of academic school that Co. is. It was somewhere I wanted to be, and it was kind of a smaller school too, so it just seemed like a really good fit all around, academically and athletically.
I mean, Iowa Conference is one of the toughest conferences in the nation at the Division III level, and there's arguments that they're the toughest in Division II. This is just a crazy conference to be in. Not only do you have to win the Iowa Conference, which you won 3 times, it's you got to go on to Division III level, national level, and try to become an All-American. Did the test of being in the Iowa Conference, did that attract you to Co?
Oh yeah, you wanna go somewhere that's gonna push you, not just at the school, but in the conference, and you're gonna see the same guys each weekend. Not same guys, you're gonna see tough guys each weekend. But in our schedule at the time, we saw Wartburg a lot, and those guys obviously have done pretty well. I think from my sophomore year to my senior year, I wrestled Mark Kiss a total of like 10 or 11 times. So you're seeing those tough guys often. And being a part of the Iowa Conference, it's not just Cohen, Wartburg, you got Luther, and it trickles down. Those are tough schools that you're going to be seeing a lot. Dual meets, conference tournament, national tournament. So it's definitely attractive. I mean, you want to go somewhere that you're going to have some tough competition, and that was one other thing that kind of made Co very appealing.
Did it ever cross to your mind about going, once you establish yourself at the D3 level, about going to a different, maybe D2, D1? Did that ever cross your mind?
No, no. Co was just a really good fit for me. Academics were really important to me, so they were my number one priority, to be honest. So once I established myself at Co, there was never any thought of transferring anywhere. So.
And you mentioned being academics were very important to you, and that's, I think, the basis around Division III athletics and education. You were a 2-time Scholar All-American, academic All-District, second team selection 2011. So what did you end up graduating with at Co?
I graduated with a 3.3, basically, just under. But so I had a really good experience academically. Got to get thrown out there, from the teaching standpoint, obviously. So really good experience.
Education was your major.
Yeah. Education and physical education. So I can teach K through 12, PE, and health.
You had the opportunity to be successful on the college level, personally, and then you got to be a part of the coaching staff in 2011. What was that transition like, going from straight from wrestling for yourself to having a team to take care of and be a mentor?
It was a little bit of a transition, but to be honest, the coaches around me and the guys that I coached made it pretty easy. I had a lot of my friends that I went to school with were on the team. They made it really easy for me. They were, they knew when to draw the line between friend and coach, which I was really fortunate with. Which sometimes you see a little bit of a struggle, but no, it was a little bit of a transition. But like I said, the people that I was around and that I surrounded myself with made it a lot easier.
I think the hardest thing for a young coach is to be a coach and not a friend, and especially at this level. A lot of these kids are, small town wrestlers, getting away from the parents, and the attractiveness of getting off campus and off campus
Yep.
festivities is tough, and you got to be a coach that can also be their friend, but tell them, hey, it's during wrestling season, it's all hands on deck, and that's what we're here for. And going into coaching at the college level, did you feel like you wanted to be at this level for your coaching career? Did you already have in mind that you wanted a high school coaching job?
Well, I went to school to be a PE teacher, and that was kind of something that I always wanted to do since high school. I knew I wanted to have a hand in wrestling no matter what level I was at. But I went to school to be a PE teacher, and with the opportunities that came up in the area, in Cedar Rapids area, which is somewhere I want to stay, um, I took full advantage of it. So I guess coming right out of college, I didn't know what level I wanted to be at for sure. Not that I didn't want to be at the college level, but with this opportunity for me to stay in Cedar Rapids, long term, I definitely want to take advantage of that.
What is one coaching philosophy you can take from your coach at Co? He's got quite the history. What's one thing that you're going to take from him at into the high school level?
One thing that he talks a lot about, it's not always about the wrestling aspect of it or the wins and losses. It's just kind of becoming a man, maturing into a respectful, humble young man, and that's something that I think I'll take from him. He cares a lot more about the types of people that he has in his program over the wins and losses. Now, obviously, the wins and losses, the wins are nice to have, and the national finishes, the top five finishes are really nice to have. But developing young men is something that goes a lot further than any of those things.
So development, trying to get these kids ready for that college, that next level, I think is very important. Having a young coach, you're gonna be. How old are you?
I'm 26.
So you're 26, gonna be a head coach, a real young coach, and stepping into this level. What are you most excited about? Instead of building them, but creating your legacy. This is going to be your program now. You're no longer assistant coach. What are you most excited about with this opportunity?
Oh, you get to do some different things, and it's gonna be a little bit of trial and error at first, just because it's a different level. But I'm excited to be the face of Albernet Wrestling, and to they think of a program, and it's gonna be my face there. It's gonna be my responsibility, and just to kind of learn, you know. Through college, you see a bunch of different personalities, and in high school, you're going to see more, and you're going to have to learn how to coach these guys individually and take on some of these challenges that are going to arise.
Who will be some of your assistant coaches? Are you bringing anybody from Co with you?
No, not right now. I think that's something that I still need to discuss with them. I think from what I understand, and I know some of them, mainly just their names. I met them a few different times, but they have some pretty good assistants right now, and guys that have run the kids club for quite some time have obviously produced some pretty tough wrestlers just in the history they have in the high school level. I think their junior high coaches, from what I've been told, have done a great job. But as far as bringing anybody in, I don't know what's open. I don't know. I think that's something we're going to discuss. And if I can, I'll definitely look around. And if I can't, then it's not like I'm out anything. I think that their assistants have done a very good job.
Yeah, you're not just walking into a brand new program. This is an
Yeah.
established program. It's
Yep.
kind of like almost a dream job for somebody that's just getting into coaching to have a program that's already been established. Was that attracted you to Alburnett, or was it just really being in the area?
Most of it was being in the area. I'd like to stay in the Cedar Rapids area for quite some time. We've got a lot of friends and family around here, so. But that was another perk to it. Kane did a great job with that program. He's really made it into a wrestling community, and that's something that I definitely want to continue out there.
We've been speaking with Clayton Rush, former co-wrestler, co-coach, now going to be the head wrestling coach at Alburnett in Iowa. And Clayton was one of what I know from him. He was actually a freshman the year after I graduated from Simpson College. Is you were a guy that liked to score a lot of points. You majored people, you tech fault. You seemed like you didn't go out for the fall. You were more or less trying to put opponents on their back, giving points and scoring those technical falls. Do you feel like the sport needs more of that at the high school level? Is that one of your coaching philosophies? Is we want to score as many points as possible?
Absolutely. Actually, I just did a little open room over there, and that was one of the things I talked about. These kids they were telling me about how they want more people at their duels, and I told them, I said, this is something I picked up from Coach O, and he preaches this a lot. You got to put points on the board. You got to put on a show, so to say. And that's something that I kind of learned at a young age, and then just another reason why Co was such a good fit for me and that's what I heard at Co, is putting points on the board, and that's what people want to see. I mean, you ask some high schooler who their favorite wrestlers to watch, I guarantee David Taylor's in that mix. He scores points. Jordan Burroughs scores points. Now, granted, those are high-level wrestlers, but they put points on the board, and
Yeah.
that's what people want to watch.
And that's what as coaching now, I'm seeing kind of a trend that is more of I don't want to say a defensive wrestling in the high school level, but there's a lot more stalling going on that I feel that we should try to get away from. Kids maybe trying to get a lead, and I think that stems from maybe the college level. They saw it at the D1 level that they could build a lead and then just ride on top. And I think we can maybe change that a little bit with these younger coaches like yourself coming in. But as you're getting your footprint in an Alburnett and building these kids to be 4-time state champions, how important will be your wrestling kids program? Are you going to be involved in that, or do you have a coach in mind that's going to head up your little kids program?
That little kids program is really important to your success in the future. I mean, that's your foundation of what you have coming up through. Brett Shulista right now does that, and he's been doing it for quite some time now. I can't tell you how long, but I know it's been a long time, and I think part of the success that Albernett's had should be contributed to him because he's done such a great job. And it's not just him; it goes into the junior high coaches. But as far as having a hand in that in the kids club, I think it's definitely important for them to know who I am, who's gonna coach them in the future. But that's also supporting what Brett does and making sure that we're on the same page as well. But yeah, I think definitely a lot of it is contributed to Brett Shulist over there. He's done a great job.
Well, we've been talking with Clayton Rush here on IE Russell and TakedownRussell.com. I'm Tony Higger. This has been Clayton Rush. Thank you again, and check out all the hopefully Alburnett ranked wrestlers on IERussell.com this coming season.
Thank you.